For the North East Sunday Breakfast at 12 minutes to 9 exactly. Now, a new book about the North East in aid of the Bobby Robson Foundation has proved so popular, can you believe it? It's already sold out, and thousands of more copies as we speak are currently being printed. It's fantastic news. It's called My North East by its famous sons and daughters, and contributors include Tony Blair, Alan Shearer, Brendan Foster and Mark Knopfler, who talk about the region and the places that they love most. And actually, it also includes BBC Newcastle's Alfie Joey and Charlie Charlton. They feature in the book too.
I'm Gateshead born and bred, so to be honest, Gateshead was where I had to start. So I came up with two places. The first was Saltwell Towers, and the second was the much maligned, in my opinion, Get Carter car park. The movie means so much to me. My grandmother's house and street featured in it, and I've just loved the car park. And then you have Saltwell Towers. Completely other end of the spectrum. Absolutely beautiful building. It was a wreck when I was a child. It was redeveloped and I just adore it. It's in the centre of one of the finest parks in Britain, Victorian Park. If you haven't had the chance to go to Saltwell, go.
I chose the handicap statue, which is down in Hartlepool, because I love cartoons. And it reminds me of my dad. So, it's North East and one of my passions. But also a place where I lived for 5 years, but it's closed now. As Ushaw College used to be the biggest Catholic seminary in the country. And it's a spectacular building. I say building, it's a series of different buildings. There's an amazing old library there. There's the chapel is the photograph in the book, and it's a great chapel that was beautifully maintained. Yeah, very, very special memory for me.
Alfie Joe there, talking about Usher College in Durham. And in fact, actually, many of those who contributed to this book chose places of spiritual interest. Now, the whole project was an idea of local journalists Michael Hamilton and Anne Graham. Anne's on this morning's phone line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How did such an idea for a book like this come about?
Well, it came about actually quite a while ago. It was just over 5 years ago when I was talking to Sir Bobby Robson, and he was about to launch his foundation. And he was talking about how much the North East meant to him, places that he loved, views that he liked. And one of his favourite places was Langley Park, the village where he grew up and where I grew up and also live. And we just thought, wonder if other people feel the same, have that same sense of home and belonging as he did, even though he'd been away for so many years. And because my husband and I, we'd done a lot of interviews with famous people, especially from the region, we thought, well, when we get to do those interviews, we'll ask them those sorts of questions.
I was going to say, how hard is it, though, to get people... Because interviewing people talk forever, but getting them to put it into words and sit down and write, was that difficult?
Well, we did most of the interviews ourselves, so we
Right.
interviewed them either in person or on the phone, and put it all together. Getting hold of people, yes, especially people like Mark Knopfler, who's touring the whole time and, fantastically busy. Just a lot of persistence, hard work and good contacts.
Good old hard work, yes. Were you surprised at some of the places that they chose?
In some ways, yes. In that a lot of people chose places that you wouldn't necessarily think were the most beautiful.
Go on, give us some examples.
Well, Kat Copeland, the Olympic gold medalist, she was talking about in fact, the picture that appears on her section is the Infinity Bridge at Stockton, which is a beautiful place. But she was saying whenever she goes away and comes back home, it's the chimneys of the Teesside area that make her feel at home, rather than something spectacular, some fabulous castle or beautiful area. Having said which, most people did go for the pretty places, the really spectacular and beautiful places. And as you mentioned earlier, a lot of people chose spiritual places, which meant a lot to them and still do.
Yeah, Durham Cathedral, Holy Island, they've all got to be in there, haven't they?
They're certainly all in there. And people speak about it. Cy King was talking about when he sees Holy Island, it makes his soul sing. And also some less spectacular, but again, places that mean so much to people. Gina McKee talked about St Mary's Church at Hordern, which she remembered as a child. Melanie Hill, St Andrew's Church at Seaburn. Again, these aren't places that people from outside the region would know. Many people inside the region don't know, but they mean everything to them.
Now, all of the profits for the sale of this book, which is sold out, I've mentioned that already, go to the Sir Bobby Robson Foundation. What's your direct connection? Because you've mentioned you met Bobby when he launched this. How did you get to meet him and such forth?
He and his wife Elsie are from the same village as I am, Langley Park, as I mentioned, and my father was the family doctor. So my parents have known the family for years and years and years. I met them when Bobby came back to manage Newcastle. And we've become friends. We've got a lot of mutual friends, and we're friends of the family now. So we always wanted to do something for the foundation because it obviously meant so much to them. And I lost both of my parents to cancer and wanted to contribute in some way. But I knew I couldn't do anything that involved massive physical effort or a lot of the things that people have done that are so impressive. I thought, well, what can we do? We can interview people and write stories and put pictures together and hopefully make it look good and read well. So that's what we decided to do.
It's obviously done all of that, ticked all the boxes, because it went on sale and it's sold out. They're printing more at the moment. How do we get a copy for ourselves?
Well, they'll be back on sale on the 1st of December, and you can also order it online, so that you know you're going to get your copy that way. The selling out was absolutely astonishing. We didn't expect it, and had we known that was going to happen, we may have gone for a much bigger print run, but you do what you think is right, and then you get pleasantly surprised sometimes.
Indeed. It's great news. It's phenomenal for the charity. They must be absolutely over the moon with all of this. Could you see a sequel coming from it, though?
Well, certainly, when I've been talking to people from outside the region about it, they were saying, oh, why don't you My Wales or My Scotland? But I think what and maybe we will, but I think maybe what we've found is that we're both North East people, and that's what we know best. And when maybe we'll do something that reflects some other part of the North East. We don't know quite what yet, but there's certainly a few ideas brewing up, which I think it would be nice to pursue.
Good. Keep us informed, okay, Anne?
I certainly will.
And thank you so much for being with us this morning. What a fantastic success. Anne Graham there, just one of the authors of the book, alongside her husband. And yes, indeed, every single penny goes to the Sir Bobby Robson Foundation. If you'd like to go online and maybe get a hold of a copy for yourself, it's www.mynortheast.co.uk. Or indeed, as you've already heard, there's another rerun on its way. So I'd go into any good bookshops across the North East and get a hold of one if you so wish.